eu empresto você, quer ligar? Tá na mão já, pai. Sim. Só que você sabe como já funciona, né, pai?
A very good morning, traders. Welcome to the Trading Cage. This is where we beat the gold every single day. All right. How are you guys today? Today is the Tuesday, 17th of March. Man, the year is going past really, really quick. A lot of stuff happening, a lot of things to do, but it has been awesome so far. Let's see how far we get today. We've got to go through quite a bit today with our students. Yesterday, I was actually giving classes until midnight, actually. So yesterday was a very long day. But the gold gave us some really good possibilities yesterday in the opening of the Asian market. So that was quite good. The gold has come back to the regional support once again from what we can see here on our price. So let's come here to the daily chart. Okay, this is where we start every day. Let's see how things are happening at the moment. So here at the daily chart, we can see that the gold came back. Let me just take this Fibo out. Just want to get this Fibonacci out because this is in the way of you guys seeing what I want you to see. Where is that Fibo here? Get this out, that out, and this out. Cool. Should be clear now. All right. So here we can see that candle 53 came back to our regional support, which is exactly 50% of this last retraction, right? So it's been sitting here on 50%. Yesterday closed, the day closed around the 50% as well. We have trigger candle 33 here, holding that price at the moment. And also who held the price was candle 26, which is here in the region of the 4970, okay? So this region here is what we're mapping at the moment. Candle 53, which is the opening of the Asian market yesterday, it did go up to grab liquidity above candle 52, but then got very big pressure from sellers to come back into the region of support. So right now, it's not a very easy trade in here. Yesterday, what we got is we got a rejection of these bottom of the support. So we managed to buy and hold that buy for quite a while. So this was a really good move. But right now, when the price comes back into the region of support, it could mean one of two things. If the price went up and grabbed the liquidity up there and dropped back down, that means that most likely big players and market makers are trying to push this price lower to grab this liquidity that's left behind under candle 52, okay? Under candle 35, we have a lot of inefficiency here on candle 34, but for it to come down here, it would have to beat this trigger candle 26, which has proven to be a region of great support already. So price might have the price for today might have a very big fight in between sellers and buyers, just to say who's gonna win this fight in here. Okay, we've got buyers just below this 50%, and we've got sellers on the top part trying to push price down when buyers are actually absorbing all those selling contracts on the region of the maximum high of candle 33 and on the maximum high of candle 26. Okay, these buyers who bought here at candle 34 don't want to be stopped, so they are protecting their position here. That's why it's creating this big fight in here at the moment. Let me just check one thing here. Okay, just want to leave that line in there just in case price decides to come back up. All right, so this is what's happening at our daily chart. We have got trigger candle 29 here, who could be working as a resistance as well. I'm just gonna put a line in there to have a look, see where that gets us today. But this line's got to be straight. Okay, so we got that there. And let's go down to our 1 hour chart. Now, on our 1 hour chart, we can see that from yesterday, price was actually coming down. We had this channel here. I'm going to delete that channel as well. Let's see if it still makes sense. I don't know why this channel is looking this way. Now price has broken through that channel, so that's no longer. If I did, no, that's way out of the channel now. I'm gonna stretch it and just leave it here for now to see if it's gonna use the outer wall as a support, because it might use that outer wall as support for the price, because the inner wall, the inside of the wall was a resistance. Now the outer wall might be a support, and it does look like that's what's happening right now. Anyways, so we have price consolidated here into this regional support. It has managed to break through a couple of times, but then every time it gets close to that trigger candle 26 on the region here of the 4970, price gets pushed back up, okay, over that 50%. Which means that we have support in here above 50%, and we've got good support below. Let's see what's going to be happening for the day here. We do have that trigger candle 29, which is this black arrow here, who we're going to be watching closely to see if that's going to be acting as resistance. But we can see so far that candle 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, candle 16, candle 14, candle 15, all of them use this arrow or the trigger candle as either support or resistance, which tells us that our reading is actually right. Okay, that we got to be careful around this region, because that does act as a relevant stopping point for the price. This is very good. So right now we've got a three candle pattern here on the 1 hour chart. Candle 38 is on its way up. Let's see if it will be able to break through the 50% of this movement here. If it does, we could get a trade going into the trigger candle 34. Okay. We do have a lot of triggers over to the left, so we gotta be careful around that region there. Price may reject that 50% and those triggers. Now, so right now, price consolidated, we have gotten a higher high and higher lows. Right now, we might get a lower low, but it is a consolidation zone into a downtrend, okay? So price is consolidating on the bottom of a downtrend above support. That tells us that right now buying is a lot better than selling. But we need to keep an eye out since we have a lot of resistance points around this region. Let's go over to our 15 minutes. On our 15 minutes, we have candle 58 here, breaking through and going on target to the 50%. And now we have two movements here that we need to map. We've got this one, which it's almost, this one is at 50% of the day. And we have this one, which is the lower one. On the lower one, candle 58 is breaking through the 50%, which is fine, but we can't really get into a trade until it breaks through these trigger candles here. So I need it breaking through and then testing the support. This is that trigger candle on the 1 hour that we saw, on the daily that we saw, candle 29. So let's wait to see how price will react in there. Okay, if it does break through, we might get good buying opportunities up here. But we gotta wait for that. Don't just go jumping into buys without actually waiting. Okay, without the price breaking through. There is a stop. There's liquidity on top of candle 42. There is also liquidity below candle 51. Let me just wake up. Oh man, night was quite long. Won't be a second, guys. Okay, so what we're waiting for is we are waiting for price to either break through this 50% of the day, okay, and break through these trigger candles, or actually coming down. If price comes down and breaks through the 50% of this movement and trigger candle 52, we might be willing to sell below this 50%. Why? Because price went up there, grabbed the liquidity above candle 65 and candle 34, okay? So if we look to the left, you see the price has gotten the liquidity out of here, right? So our price here during the night went over there, got that liquidity and dropped all that liquidity back into the movement. And then tried to go up once again, couldn't do it, and now had to come back lower to grab liquidity below candle 13. So it got liquidity out of here. Got that one. Creating more liquidity below candle 51 when the price has moved up now. Okay, so we don't have that liquidity anymore, but we have got more liquidity there. And there's a whole bunch of liquidity here under candle 75 and candle 49. Now, candle 49 is at that trigger candle, so price may not go further than that. But if price can't beat through this 50%, and this region of resistance here, it's going to have to come back lower to grab the liquidity before under candle 51. So if it does that, we can easily get into that sell, okay? So we're going to be shorting the market over there. But we've got to wait to see what's going to happen. There's no reason to jump into trades just right now, okay? Be patient. On the 5-minute chart, we've got all those trigger candles to the left, which we just saw at candle 15. We can see here at 1 minute, the price got into the region of 50%, and then it starts to consolidate, okay? It has confirmed pullback to the highs, but it's having a hard time to continue the movement. Candle 174 does have to get into that 50% of the day, okay? I'm not gonna buy right now, okay? I'm not buying until price has actually gone over these trigger candles to the left. We've got a very nice structure here on the micro. Price is trying to make higher highs and higher lows. We've just got too many relevant stopping points to the left, which we must keep an eye out now, because if we don't, and we get into a trade in this region here, and price hasn't broken through them, we could get in trouble and then end up with a stop, simply for the reason that we did not wait. One thing that I tell my students every day, and I say here every day as well, is that the patience pays the trader. So patience pays the trader. Just be patient. The market will give you many entry points during the day. We don't work with just one entry point. The technique we actually use more than 10 relevant entry. So it's one of the techniques that gives you most entries throughout the day. So if it doesn't show you one entry, you can get by other entries into trades. Okay, and this is the reason I love what I teach and I love what I use. Cool. So candle 174 is going over, trying to reach those trigger candles there or to the left. It has gone to the 50%. The amplitude today isn't great. Okay, so pretty much from the entry point, from the start of candle 174, we basically have got 200 points until that 50. So we don't have very big amplitudes on the market today. If you guys have got any questions, just write down on the chat, okay? On the chat live, and I will make sure I answer all your questions. All right, so if you have any questions whatsoever, just write it down and I'll do my best to answer them all. Candle 58 is reaching now those trigger candles. Candle 174 is trying to break through that 50%. We've got that resistance right there. Let's see if price will break through it. If it does, will be very good for buys, okay? Simply because we've got, oh, that's not the one, hang on. Oh, I don't want that. We've got a lot of liquidity in here. So if price comes to grab that liquidity, it will easily try to push through into this maximum high of day 16, which is yesterday. Right, let me just sort out my other platforms here quite quickly. Candle 174 has reached those trigger candles, candle 58 as well. If candle 58 closes the way it is at the moment and tests down, I will be willing to put a trade on the 15 minutes, okay? But it must test down. Let's see how far it should test. It should test at least around here. Come on. Test a bit more. Yeah, there we go. So I'm going long right now on the 15 minutes. So right now, candle 59 has tested down. So we got into a long trade in there. It has broken through trigger candles to the left. Okay, it's also above the resistance. So let's say if it will continue its movement up, okay, if it doesn't, we can get out of this trade quite easily. But at the moment, it still has good movement. So if price does accelerate and grabs the liquidity above candle 125, this will turn into a very great trade. So where would be my stop? My stop right now, I would actually put it under the 1 minute. Let's see how that's gonna go. So my stop should be just below 50. Where is it at the moment? I'll put it here and let's see what's gonna happen. Candle 15, the candle of 15 minutes still can come down quite a bit to retest that support, okay? Now I don't want to see price coming down and staying below 50% here. We do have this support here, which is the support of the resistance, and we also have got this support here, which is the structure to the left. So price can test, but it cannot come back inside of this structure too much. Otherwise, it will be telling us that it's actually coming down instead of up. But it would be awesome if it went up to grab the liquidity above. Okay, the liquidity it got on top of candle 138, it's just not enough to continue the movement that the chart wants you to do. So big push from sellers right now. Price testing down, region of support once again. Okay, so candle 174 did close above candle 175's high. It did also close inside of those trigger candles. So we now have really good movement and health movement up. So let's say, oh no, I got into the trade with the wrong hand. Oh, bugger. I was doing a test with one of my students yesterday and I forgot to change the amount. Oh, not good. Not good, not good. Let's see if the price comes back into my entry point, I'll entry again with the right amount. I was supposed to get into the trade with 0.10 and I got into the trade with 0.01. So price is coming once again to the regional support. Big push from sellers here into in those trigger candles to the left. Let's see if candle 176 will actually close below candle 175, and let's see if it does break through the 50% of the day. Okay, if it starts closing below 50% of the day, breaking through the support here, then I wouldn't allow the price to get too much below its 50% of these movement here. Okay, so we just got to track to see if it's going to start making higher highs and higher lows, and if this is just a pullback. But if it does start breaking through that 50, then it's not really good. It can make a pullback on the 1 minute up into this trigger candle here. Okay, so into about this region here would be a healthy pullback. It can be a healthy pullback into a little lower actually, but I don't want this price getting too low. One thing that's a bit weird in here, and I just noticed, is that I've got 50% of the day down here, but on this chart, my 50% of the day is actually here. So I've got a discrepancy here of quite a bit of points. Now, who's wrong and who's right? Let me check. So here on the 5 minutes, my 50% of the day is right. So the one in the 1 minute might be wrong. So price got in here to the region where it could test. Okay, so candle 117, sorry, 177, it has actually broken through. The other candle's low. I'm just holding on the 1 minute here. If it does break through that, then there's no point of holding this trade, okay? This is the last support that we had on the 1 minute. So if it doesn't come back right now and confirms pullback to the highs, we'll get out of the trade. Guys, give me just give me 1 second. I've just got to do one quick thing and I'll be back in 1 second, okay? Just one. All right, I'm back. Just I've got a friend of mine here who is another mentor as well. Um, and he works in the same company that we work with. And he's just trying to set up my son's computer here because he's on another live. All right. So on the 1 minute here, we can see that the price got into our regional support here on the 1 minute. Okay. If price does test through here, this trigger candles then come back, confirming pullback to the lows and breakthroughs here, then we will be getting out of that trade. Okay, the trade we got into. And 177 coming back down, testing minimals. Let's just have a look. Five to 10, 5 to 10, 5 to 10, 5 to 10, 5 to 10, 10. All right, so candle 177 has closed in the region of minimals. Candle 178 just opened up, testing down. Let's see if it will break through that support. If it does, we will get out of this trade. All right. Let's see. Just move one thing here. Okay, so on the gold, we are getting ready to get out of this trade. Now on the 1 minute, if it closes inside of those trigger candles, I am going to get out of that trade. All right. 8 seconds to go. Yep, and I am out. Price has come back into inside of the support. So it has to go back down quite a lot more, okay? Okay, so price has come back into the regional support, which is 50% of this movement, also support below. One thing that I did not like here is that this price was supposed to come here, grab that liquidity. If it really wanted to come back down, it could have grabbed the liquidity and then drop back down, right? Instead of trying to go up just until there, touching those trigger candles here, trigger candle 116, and then coming back down from there. It did not grab enough liquidity to make such a move, okay? So I would trust more in this movement down if it had grabbed that liquidity and dropped it back inside the movement. Right, so candle 179 has gone through the region of 50%. 178 has not broken through it. I'm not going to short the market right there. Okay, we've got support below. I'm not willing to shorting there. All right, guys, so candle 179 coming down now to test that support. It is breaking through the 50% of the structure that it made, okay? Now, if it does break through the support here, then we will be willing to sell. But at the moment, it does look like that it might go back up because it's using this 50% as support and this last structure here. Not that, I'm looking for one thing. And I can't find it on MT5. Okay, so we got 2 minutes to go here, candle 179. Can design a 3 candle pattern for us here, okay? If it does, I will be willing to buy once again. 3 candle patterns on the 50% of the movement, okay? If it does do that, I am going to buy once again. But don't go all at once. Why do you do that? All you gotta do is reject the support and the 50%. That's it. Next candle just need to test down. If it tests down, then we'll get a buy. First target is 50% of the day, okay? Still wrong. Oh, okay. There you go. All right, so we got candle 179. It cannot close inside of this 50%. It has to close inside of the body of candle 178. Next candle does need to test down this regional support once again, okay? Then we can get into that trade. Let's see, 179 closing side. Candle 180 does need to test down. Test down. If it doesn't test down, I'm not getting to that trade. Okay, testing down now. The stop is pretty much about 300 points, so it's very cheap. let it test down. Okay, the more it tests down, the better for us. And guys, we've got 5 minutes to go, so I'm just going to give you an overview here. So pretty much the overview for the opening of the American market is we have got this region of resistance up above, okay? So if price does break through, well, we are in the trade again. I'm going to put my take here at trigger candle 175. And my stop will be below candle 179. Okay, if price comes back into the region of support, I'm not holding that trade. So in here, if price does break through these resistance here and continue on its way up, we've got very good buys, okay? Now, price, as I said in the beginning of the live, the price is squashed in between support and resistance. So we've got resistance up above, resistance here, and we've got a very strong support here from the macro movement. So if prices starts breaking through these 50s here, coming around to these regional support, we can short it until here. You could actually take a partial out and then see if the chart continue on its way down. Okay, it might do that. So if it does that, that's totally fine. Just get out of it. But just pay attention to the price. See how it happens. See what's going to happen. And then you see. Shorts are better done here and below here. And then buys are better below here. I've just bought this here because every time it shows us a three candle pattern, we are going to get into that trade. Three candle patterns pay 80%, has a 80% success rate. Okay, that's why we do this. We take all of the three candle patterns. If it designs one, we are going to get it. We are going to get into that trade. So pretty much is it. If you guys see price coming down below this 50 into this support, well, you can actually short it until down here. If price does come back up above the resistance here, it's a good place to buy because price does need to grab liquidity, and candle 176 hasn't grabbed any liquidity above. So it can do that quite easily, okay? If it starts to move that way, if it grabs liquidity, comes back down, then we will know for sure that price is still wanting to come down to grab the liquidity below, okay? On the macro, we are in a sort of a downtrend at the moment into an upward trend, okay? We are in an uptrend on the weekly and monthly charts, but here on the daily, we are actually on a downtrend on a daily and 15 minutes and 5 minutes. So we just got to be careful with that. Don't try to hold your sales for too long because we are in a region of great support. Okay, guys, thank you very much. It has been awesome to be here once again. Okay, I love doing this together with you guys. It's an awesome project and I do believe in it. I do believe that we are going to do great things together. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, okay, and share this content with your friends. I have uploaded quite some workshops that I did with my students. I'm trying to find a app that can actually either translate or it can put captions on YouTube so you can get into those workshops as well because they're very, very good and everybody could benefit from those workshops. All right. Well, thank you very much. I have to go and trade with my students live now in another workshop we have. It has been awesome to be here today. I hope that you guys have a great day. And do remember, patience pays the trader, all right? Don't just jump into any trades. Wait for it to break through that resistance there and wait price to break through the support below. The 3 candle pattern here is still going. So candle 181 is testing down. We are having a bit of a big fight in here between buyers and sellers around the 50% of the day here. So let's see how it goes. All right, guys, you guys have an awesome day. If you have any questions, just leave on your comments below, and I'll do my best to answer all of you guys as soon as I see it. Okay? Have an awesome day. God bless, and I will see you soon. I'll see you tomorrow.